Here we go. Here we go. Victory Formation Podcast. I'm never going to stop saying that. Here we go. Eddie, say what's up to the people.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the show. We missed you. It's been a couple days, a little bit late, but we decided to do a little bit of a preview for this next game. Exciting,
yes,
Mile High Stadium trip.
Even though Dak doesn't say it anymore, I'm telling you, that's one of the greatest accomplishments in my life. I was one of the first people to recognize he says, "Here we go," before anyone was on it. I'll never forget that. Me and Peyton in the Discord, we were on it, and so I'm still gonna say it until the day that I die.
I've seen it officially on his resume. It says it right underneath talents.
When I got my new job, I told him I discovered "Here we go" and brought it to the people before it was a thing, and they hired me on the spot. So
nice,
do it.
Nice.
Anyway, so you know what? We're not gonna waste any time. Let's dive right into it. Chargers won last night. They one thing I wanted to bring up was, you remember back in the day, it was around, let me see, Dak got drafted in 2016. So remember about 2018-ish, 2019-ish, when there was a serious debate in the NFC East wars that who was the better quarterback, Wentz versus Dak. Wentz had that one really good year, the year they won the Super Bowl where he got hurt, and the other guy, I forgot his name. He came in and won the Super Bowl for him. Foles and Big Dick Nick, and he was supposed to win the MVP that year, and people were like, "Man, this guy's the best quarterback ever." And there was a serious debate about who was better, Wentz versus Dak. And I thought about that last night. I was like, man, that was a real thing back in the day. You realize how ridiculous that sounds right now?
There was a little run of North Dakota State NFL quarterbacks that were supposed to be real good that weren't.
Yeah, they kept winning that Division III or Division II championship over and over and over.
yeah, him and Trey. But that was a tough game to watch last night when you were watching Wentz. Like it looked like he was giving everything he had, and he was broken. Every time he got touched, you could tell that he was wincing in pain, and it was tough to watch. But it looks like he's not going to be playing anymore because it looks like they're bringing their boy is not hurt anymore. He's going to play that Michigan quarterback.
McCarthy, yeah. When they said, because some people were dragging Adam Schefter, because when he first told us about his injury, he was like, "Oh yeah, the people are saying it's a 2 to 4 week injury, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3. It's like 6 weeks now."
Yeah,
and they're saying, "Oh, it might be worse than what it's like," but he's supposed to be back next week. But the craziest part of all of this is last year, the year 2024, the Vikings had Sam Darnold and Daniel Jones on their roster. Both of them on their roster. And they let both of them go because they wanted McCarthy, and they would give their left nut to have either Sam Darnold or Daniel Jones right now. It's crazy how the NFL works.
It's ridiculous. I mean, the amount of really good quarterbacks that have left in the last, like, let's say 3 or 4 years from the Vikings, because you had big game Kurt. He was there for a while, and I mean, there's no reason why they shouldn't have brought him back. He's just sitting on that Atlanta bench, right?
Yeah, man. So, Captain Cole's Cash Kirk.
Speaking of, I think the Atlanta quarterback's hurt too this weekend. I don't think he's going to be playing.
Penix. Kirk might get a shot. We'll see.
So I haven't seen him play in a while. Unless it's prime time, he's going to be good.
So we got any other NFL news that's
we got. I mean, there's a few little things here and there that kind of caught my eye. Something that was really strange, that I don't know if you guys were watching the Giants game last week, but the quarterback got hurt and he had to go into the blue tent, which caused his buddy Cam Scatterbo to get to be what's going on with him. He ran into the tent to see how he was, and then the coach Brian Daboll also went into the tent to see how his quarterback was. I didn't know that it was, I guess, against the rules, illegal to go in there. You're not allowed to make any contact with somebody until
So let me
They
tell you
evaluate.
why before you go on. Yeah. So the reason why is because if you get like a concussion, they give you a baseline before the game or before sometime. I don't know if it's right before the game, but they give you a baseline. You have to answer some questions, and then if you get a possible concussion and you go in there, they give you that test again, and that's how they determine if you can go back. Unless you're just visibly throwing up and walking around like you're drunk, that's how they use to determine if you can go back in the game or not.
That's
And they
so
don't want
strange.
somebody to give you the and like hey, I'm just spitballing. Who's the president? And you're like, President Obama. Like they don't want you to be like, no, it's Trump. Like they don't want to give you the answer. So that's why somebody can't go in there while you're in there. It's very private.
But
It's against the
just
rules.
just to follow that up, they both got pretty big fines. Like Dable had to pay $200,000, and Scatabo actually pay $100,000 fine. That's a big chunk for a rookie. I know he's probably making good money, but still, I'm just checking on my boy. I'm not giving him the fucking answers to the physics test. Give me a break.
I always wonder when it comes to stuff like that, does the team somehow funnel money to players to pay those fines? Someone like that who's very important to the team, and they're like, he can't afford that. Let's give him that $200,000 to pay it.
It would, in order for that it would have to be something that they wrote into the contract beforehand, like a bonus for cleaning, having the most clean locker, and then
So
something like they
saying,
can hide
they can kick
at
in
the end of the
yeah.
I don't know
For those way down the roster players that make $400,000 a year, but their fine is $200,000. Like that's half your paycheck for doing something like that. So
I don't know how they can do
anyway.
that. You couldn't afford that.
Yeah.
The Players Association has to be able to stop something like that. They're probably like
something like that.
You have to have a percentage or a fraction of
but it. They appeal every fine and everything anyway.
Yeah. And then the last couple things, it does look like Lamar did practice, but he's still limping around, so they don't know if he's going to be ready to go. So we might see another. We might see. I know we won't see what's the name our boy playing, because I think he's hurt as well. The Ravens backup that went over there.
Rush.
Rush. I think he's hurt as well, so I don't think he's going to be playing. So I think they're going to try and get the third stringer in there. So that's going to be
Lamar's questionable. He practiced, but he's questionable. So we'll see.
It's a hamstring, so it's almost like that's what he lives on, right? It's his ability to be able to get out of that pocket. If that's gone, then it's really going to be hard for him to play. So, and the only other thing that I want to talk about with the NFL news is that trade deadline is coming up quick. November 4th is right around the corner. And I mean, every day it gets closer. Rumors and lies and truths. We don't know what to see, but I do know one thing. We do know who's going to be sellers and who's going to be buyers by what they have left with cap, what they have available, and really are they being competitive or not right now, right? So we have a group of sellers right now. Let me see. There's 6 sellers. Try to guess them for me. Tell me if you try to guess the sellers.
Sellers. I'd say I know 2 off the top of my head. I would say the Dolphins and the Jets. Yep. Those are 2 off the top of my head. Maybe I would have said the Bengals before old man Flacco got there and rejuvenated their team. I would have said them. That's all I can think off the top of my head. Who else?
You got 2 of them. You got 2 out of the 6. You got 20%, right? Miami, Tennessee is going to be another one.
Tennessee, okay, yeah.
Jets, Raiders are going to be a seller.
Raiders, oh yeah, that's a good one.
Browns are sellers, and the Saints right now. Saints are kind of on the edge because that division. They're kind of competitive. It's just they're right on the edge. Their quarterback's hurt. They just kind of threw their hands up in the air. They're right there. They could sell or they could buy. And then
I'm gonna be in the minority with this. But I don't think we should be buyers because a lot of people not gonna like this, but I don't think we're a championship team. Like me, we've always been competitive, and we've always operated like we were one player away from a championship. That's how we've been operating the last 10, 15 years. Like, oh, we just got this player, we could win. A couple of years, we have that. Right now, I don't think we're one player away from a championship. I think we need to build a more solid team. And that includes our draft picks and getting players in the offseason that start in our offseason program. So, me personally, I think we shouldn't go all in on a Hendrickson, or I think we should get a middle of the road, like would take a 5th round or later pick, and go from there and use our picks to get high quality blue chippers next year, and then become a better championship team next year. I understand wanting the, like, it feels like it's wide open right now, but I don't think this year is our year. I think we should try to get a good player, but not sell the farm, be a serious buyer, like 1st round pick, 2nd round pick, or investing heavy cap dollars in a player. But that's just my opinion. What do you think?
All right, so let's go through the buyers that we have that should be competitive and trying to at least get through. And then we know the Eagles are going to be there, always buyers. Bills are big buyers this year. The
Bills need a wide
Rams,
receiver bad.
Lions, Colts, and the Cowboys. Now, Cowboys, you made some excellent points. Yes and no. I agree on some of the things that you said. But then I also think we can't be the team that's waiting for a management position. We just can't do that. There's teams that you have to stick your neck out sometimes, and you have to make a deal here and there to make yourself better, or even better for the future. Where we can sit back and say, okay, these picks are very valuable, because they are very, very valuable. But so are relationships that you could be building with young individuals that are ready to play right now, that like players that are still on rookie deals, that still have 2 or 3 years left on a rookie deal, that can come in, that can produce right now, that can be part of the restructuring of the defense right now, and not us wait until we draft that player and then 1 to 2 years later on. I mean, we're in this window of Dak, and it's not going to get much better than what he's playing right now. And we have to realize that
I agree with.
We have a running back right now that is on fucking fire. Right? He's 2nd leading rusher in the NFL right now. We have an offensive line right now that's built to win right now. So yes, we are young. Our defense is just coming into it. So what I'm thinking, really honestly, this week, if our defense shows up the way that it showed up last week, then I think we have something to build off of, and the momentum brings us into pull the fucking trigger on something. But if we show up and Dak is throwing the ball 47 times, and we can't stop the run, and we lose by 11 points, and we got heartbroken, and we just go back to the drawing table. We maybe trade for another pick, and we start building up for next year, and hope we don't have any major injuries. And that's how I really think that the season's going to go. I think the next couple of games are going to, before the bye week, is going to really shoot us into wherever we're going to go.
So let's see how that goes. So let's do some updates of the Cowboys. This is what's going on. So it's some important windows got open this week. There were 5 major ones. The 3 biggest ones were 21-day return practice window. We had 3 of them: Cooper Beebe, Revell, and Overshown. So they're really, really trying to get Beebe to play this week. They're really trying.
Yeah, the timetables are that Beebe's actually taking first team reps. The other 2 are their timetable is after the bye week coming into.
They won't play this game for sure. For sure, they won't play. Beebe might play this week. He'll unless he has a setback, he'll definitely play next week. He's real close to playing this week. He'll definitely play next week.
Let's just say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say Beebe plays, because they wouldn't push him if he wasn't going to play. They wouldn't.
I think so too.
They wouldn't have given him first team reps.
As much as I like Hoffman is the perfect backup.
He's a perfect.
He is good to go.
Interior
Yeah.
swing because he
Yes,
can play both
he's
starts,
good to
right?
go, but he is like it. But once you have to start playing him 3, 4, 5 games in a row, then his warts start to show, and you're like, oh, that's why he's not a starter right now. But he's
Have you
great
seen
if
that?
he has to fill in.
Have you seen that?
So I have been paying attention to this, and so
You
I've been paying
you have
attention,
been?
and a few people, yes, so a few people who I trust, one of them being Aisha Morrison, said the exact same thing. She's been paying attention to this as well, and he's not terrible, but when you compare the first game he had, where he was really good, to this most recent game, it's like a noticeable drop off each game. He goes down each game. So he's not. So I'm not going to say like he's a negative. It's just that compared to that first game he had when he played, compared to his most recent game, he's been slowly declining each game. So that
I'm
is
gonna
where
call
I
your
get
bullshit
that.
on that. I'm calling
Okay, go
bullshit
ahead.
on that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
The only reason why I think it's good that you and I discuss stuff like this because I'm calling bullshit on that because Javonte Williams' rushing record, rushing attempts, and the yards are completely they're adjacent to how well the interior offensive line is playing. And as soon as Beebe went down, Javonte's yards went down that game, and now they've gone up. Even this last game, he was at like what 27. I mean, it is that interior offensive line right this second. That's why I'm really scared to touch it because they're really doing well. But I mean, they didn't have Booker, and then Booker came in, so it could be that Booker made a really big difference in this last game too. So it could be different factors. But I'm just saying that I'm calling bullshit on him, his stats declining from when he started. I think they actually increased because our running game actually got better in these last couple weeks, in my opinion.
And I'll give you that. That's what I'm saying. It's just something that I
And Dak
noticed. Like it's one of those.
we haven't, and this is incredible. Did you see the stat that said like this is the first team that hasn't turned the ball over in like 2 or 3 games in like 19 years or something like that?
Yeah,
It
and
was
yeah,
it's
and
ridiculous.
no one's turned the ball over. We haven't had anyone turn the ball, and Dak's been playing out of his mind with the whole
Yeah, out of his mind.
3 touchdown, 0 interception game streak. Like it's been really good.
Yeah, the offense is fucking great, and defense showed up this last week and really
Man.
just calm. It was the thing that Schottenheimer just kept saying was, we just played complementary football. That was the first time that we played complementary football, and
we'll definitely get into that. Before we get into playing against Denver, let me run through a couple more updates I think are important. Jonathan Mingo, he's good to go this week. He'll be back. So is Kalen Carson. So it was 5 major updates. The first 3 I said coming back from the 21 window was Cooper Beebe, Revell, Overshown. Overshown, Revell not playing, but they're back and they're practicing. Beebe might play 50-50. Mingo is definitely back, and Carson is definitely back, which is good because Diggs is going to be out again. And like you said, you broke news to me. I didn't see it because I took a nap right before this podcast where they announced that it's possible. Stephen Jones said it's possible he might be going to IR based off his concussion. But he's definitely out. But
we need to learn more about that.
Yeah, it's not a given he's on IR, but he's definitely out for this game.
A couple more things that did transpire too that kind of went under the wire was we picked up Childress again, that are the nickel cornerback that we had. He was our undrafted free agent that was going to start against the Eagles for us, and then they stole him from our practice squad, and we got him back. So I think that's going to be a good acquisition. We didn't have to put him on the active roster either because he was he got released, so that's good. And then one other thing, last week kind of went unnoticed as well. I think you and I talked about it. Was that safety that we picked up, Woods? He actually played
Julius
last week.
Julius
Woods played last.
That's right, because he had a big hit in the game.
He was number 43. Yeah, he had 2 big hits that caused a fumble, and I mean, if we can get young guys like that are hungry, that want to make squads, to play special teams and make, just rotation, get in there for a couple plays, make a play. I mean, our team is so much better now. Now that you also told me that what's his name is not going to play this week. Our safety, not Donovan Wilson. You said was hurt too, right? So
Yeah,
he might
but
not be playing.
Hooker's already out and Donovan Wilson's out. But they said that Wanyé Thomas, he's he hasn't been officially ruled out yet, but he has migraines.
Who played a lot of snaps last week that I didn't think was going to play was Elijah Clark.
Yeah, Elijah Clark did.
The rookie that we paid a lot of money to.
And so did Bridges.
Syracuse.
I was like, who is this guy? I forgot he was on the team.
A lot, bro. He actually started on the outside.
He did. I was like, who is it? I'm like, I'll put him in the Discord. I'm like, I can honestly tell you, I have no idea who Bridges is until you said his name, his first name. I was like,
you had your head injury, so we
I had
a grace on that.
So I had for those who don't know, I play basketball in the men's league on Sundays, and I got elbowed in the side of the head, and I had a concussion, but
full contact.
Unlike Trevon Diggs, I'm a baller, man. I still show up. I'm still doing this podcast. They can't hold me down.
He did. Don't let him lie. He tried to put it. He tried to call out, and we made him get on the podcast.
Bro, I was messed up, man. I was messed.
Part of his contract. He can't not be on the podcast. So let's get into this preview.
Hold on. One last thing. I'm sorry. I just saw this. Malik Davis was elevated from the practice squad.
What?
That's last week. You remember that? Like I didn't realize that.
Last week
it was last week. Yeah, for last week's game, he was on the active roster.
I didn't see him.
He didn't play, but he was on the active roster.
You know what? I bet you it's because it was because Sanders wasn't playing, and then somebody else.
If they trade for a running back, I wouldn't be surprised. Or if they picked up somebody that got released, or from somebody's practice squad.
Don't tell me Breece Hall's available right now. Breece Hall's available.
For fifth or sixth round, I would 100% trade a fifth or sixth rounder for Breece Hall in a minute.
Check this out. What about this rumor that got thrown out this week that I was like, oh my God, I think you even said something about it in the Discord, was if the Titans are sellers right now and they want to go ahead. They want to have Tony Pollard out.
Come home, Tony.
His lightning to Javonte Williams' power might be exactly what we needed. But
man, my nipples are so hard right now. Come on, Pollard. Come on back.
Throw a couple screens to Pollard and let him go 60 to 80 yards every single time he touches the ball. I'll take
That's what I'm talking about. All right. So now let's get into some Cowboy Denver stuff. So like we need a win streak. We've been flip-flopping wins. And we are actually one play. What's crazy is we are one play away where they where the Eagles blocked Denver's game-winning field goal. We are one play away from being like where they would be 4-3, and we are 3-1. Like, man, we were one play away. So we're still in this NFC East thing. So we need to start stacking wins. We need to win one and win another one. We can't keep going win-loss. Because I think 10 wins will get the division. And I think we can win this division. So let's go through it. What do you think is a good game plan for the Cowboys to win this one? Let's start with offense. What needs to happen on offense good to where we win?
So I started looking at it last night. I started kind of playing around with what this game plan should look like, and what I think is going to happen. I'll just predict it. I know that we put it into Chat GPT and everything, and it kind of spat some really good ideas back out to us. But I think that Dak needs to stay hot. I think he needs to feed the twins. I'm gonna call them the twins because they look exactly the same. They act the same. The mannerisms are the same. They look like brothers to me.
Real quick, cousins, do you think that they're the best duo right now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
I do too.
I don't.
Okay,
I think Eagles are like 1B below, but like you can't. What I said is that those two are so good that when CD went down, George was able to play 1A. If the Eagles had the same thing, if AJ went down, he wouldn't. The other guy wouldn't be able to play 1A
Devontae, yes,
receiver.
Smith
Javonte is
wouldn't
not
be
that guy.
would like he and I actually have the Bengals receivers ahead of them. I have
I guess
Chase and Higgins ahead of the Eagles. I have
they
us
just don't
one.
have anybody that can throw him the ball. I mean, Flacco can throw him the ball, but it's not Dak.
He's going to turn into a pumpkin
all day long.
Eventually.
The old ass pumpkin too.
But anyway, yeah. So all right, you can finish your thought.
I think I was done with the thought. So
okay, so I think that's a pretty good. Like me personally, I think even though we have the best wide receiving duo in the league, I personally think, especially against the Broncos, establishing the run is going to be the best thing.
Yeah.
The best thing to help us win.
Now I remember. I'm sorry. What I was saying was establish. I think we need to get them going quickly first. Because if we go in, say, Javonte is going to blow this game out, I think the Broncos are ready for that. I think the Broncos are like, oh, okay, the Cowboys are coming in. They're hot. They have somebody that thinks that they want to prove something to us. So let's game plan to at least control what we can control, and let's stop Javonte. We're not going to be able to stop CD and George at the same time. So let's try to stop the run game first. So if we go in, balls, blazing to try and run the ball and we get stopped, we don't want the first, second drives just to go like, 3 and outs. So I'm really hoping that we start feeding CD and George right away. Open the field up. Have the linebacker, because they have some really aggressive linebackers. They aren't their best linebacker's not playing. He got
he's out. Greenlaw,
suspended.
Suspended for touching a referee.
That was a
slapping
weird
him out the way.
situation.
Yeah, he like just hit him out the way. I was like, man, that was kind of strange.
I think it's like he came after him and told him something after the game, and the ref threw the flag. But anyways, I digress. They have really aggressive safeties, so in the middle of the field might be really, really congested at first. So I think if we open up the outside, have the linebackers have to help, or the safeties help, it's going to open up the middle. At the end of the game, within after the half, hopefully Javonte is able to have 15, 18 carries at the end of the game, just shut it down. I'm excited to watch this game because I really do think that the Cowboys are going to cover that 3.5 points.
I think so too. So with Denver, I'm more worried about their defense than their offense, even though they have a good offense. I'm not, downplaying them. I'm more worried about their defense because they actually have the number one defense in the NFL. So Cooper, he's really good. Of course, they have Surtain, former defensive player of the year. I mean, they have Hufanga, who used to be with the 49ers, who was really good.
And then they have the aggressive safety that I was talking about.
Yeah, and then they have that other corner who they says has the best coverage grade in the NFL right now. Man, the white cornerback is making a comeback, so that's another one. He's a white cornerback that plays for them, and he's really good. So what I think, this is what a good game plan is, and it's kind of well, duh, they have to do this, but this is what the Cowboys have to do to win. They have to like you said, pass to open up the run. But if they can just run straight up and just, make the play action pass work for them, that'll be even better. Because you remember that play where George Pickens scored on that slant on a touchdown in the Carolina Panthers game? Man, they had a still shot where it had like 6 Carolina Panthers chasing him toward the end zone. They were all around him, and he outran all of them. But he's our slant person. If they can do play action pass between CeeDee Lamb square ends, he's good at that. George Pickens slants, and even though Ferguson is doing really, really well, he hasn't done the seam shots like he's done normally in seasons past.
What are you talking about? He's had like 4
he hasn't been doing
this year.
No. I'm talking about the ones that are going 20 to 30 yards down the field. He hasn't done those. Like, it's weird. He's on pace for like 150 catches for like 1,000 yards. Like, he's averaging like 5 yards a catch. It's crazy, but he has a lot of touchdowns, so it's great.
What it is it's he's a safety blanket. He's the curl in the middle of
He's
the
turned
field.
Into a Witten instead of a down the field
Kelsey?
threat. Yeah, exactly.
I think that it's going to open up a lot of opportunities for the check down to our running backs as well. But the ultimate thing is their defense is aggressive. Dak gets the ball out of his hands fast.
Yes.
They have their linebackers are good. They're very athletic. They're fast, but we can't just sit back and think that we're going to do the same thing that we did last week by dominating, because we were playing like a totally different defense. This is a young, fast, quick defense that has a very good defensive coach that is very. He's aggressive enough at times to where the quarterback doesn't feel comfortable, and that's his game plan. So that's
the
one
good thing is they're similar in a way where they are both aggressive defenses. Like, and I didn't even mention their best player, Nick Benito. He might be the defensive player of the year right now. He's really good. Like, we really have to find that guy. They have him in the top 3 when it comes to defensive player of the year, like odds to win the award. He's really good right now. And if we can't control him, then it's going to be a long day for us. So we'll see.
We have the healthy players. We have the talent to beat this team. It's as long as we don't shoot ourselves in the foot over and over again. As long as because we are going to make mistakes. Our team is young, is going to make mistakes. Just like those, we make a play and then we get a Terrence Steele holding.
Yeah,
or one of our offensive linemen are downfield. I mean, it happens.
So frustrating.
We keep having things like that happen. That's just in our game plan. It's almost like how big department stores, their bottom line, they factor in how much is going to get stolen.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what their
numbers,
bottom line is. That our bottom line is, we know that 2 or 3 times throughout in the game, Terrence Steele's going to fucking hold, and and then he's going to fucking jump off sides, and then so it's as long as we can rein those in, and we've actually done a really good job. I think you pointed that out a couple times, is that Schottenheimer has really come in and established something that these other coaches these last 10, 15 years have not been able to establish with us.
Tap into, yeah.
Fucking these penalties, 5-10 yards a clip, really hurt your offense. Think about it. Stop making mistakes. If you can control it, that's the only thing that you can control. You can't control how good that defense is across from you, but you can control, you hold your water. Don't fucking jump off sides. So we've done a really good job about that this year. I'm really impressed with that as much.
So on the defensive side, this is how I think we can win, and then you can give your thoughts. But on the defensive side, one stat I saw is that the quarterback, Bo Nix, he is actually worse when playing against zone defenses. He's better against man, and he's not as good against zone. But he's also the equivalent of, when it comes to when pass plays break down and running for first downs, he's like, he can hurt you like how Hurts hurt us in the first game, where we had him, their receivers bottled up, but Hurts just kept going outside and get on 3rd and 6, he'll get 7 yards. On 3rd and 4, he'll get 5 yards. Like, Bo Nix can do that. So you got to have somebody that can keep him in the pocket and make him throw against a zone, and that'll be our best bet. And hope we get home with 4 or a free blitzer on or 5.
Well, I was going to say, when we were talking about how our defense needs to kind of step up against this offense, this offense is kind of old school. Sean Payton is one of those coaches that is able to meld the aggressive new school with a little bit of the time control offense that we grew up with. And Bo Nix, I think, is the perfect quarterback for his offense. He's a taller
Drew Brees.
100%. Like, he's tough. He's he's going to move the pocket. I loved him in college, but I don't like him in the NFL because he's good. Yeah, I wish I wish he was on the Cowboys, but he throws his receivers open. That's one thing that one of my coaches used to always say that one thing that a quarterback can do is that he can throw his receivers open, which means the balls that he's throwing are going to align with where his receivers need to be to catch that ball. Dak does it too. Like if you could see that George Pickens doesn't get those defensive backs to give him PI on his own, it's because the ball is perfectly placed where Pickens can try and make a play, and it's just I'm really impressed with how fast Nix has grown as a rookie, because this is his second year, right? I mean, there's not too many second year quarterbacks that are really controlling the offense like he is right now. So our defense has its work cut out for him. We just need to get to the quarterback.
They do, but I think the X factor is I want to see Javonte have the type of game that Rico Dowdle had against us. We need him to have his Javonte revenge game. Like, what? Y'all thought RJ Harvey was going to be better? Y'all, because they let him go. Like, they're like, you know what? I think we can do better without you. And they let him go. They didn't, because he would have came back for a cheap deal. So it wasn't like he was demanding $14 million a year. They could have got him cheap like we did. But they was like, nah, I think we can do better. And they let him go. And as a player,
J.K. Dobbins over him.
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins. And Dobbins is good. Not to get you wrong, but if they had any idea that Javonte was going to be Javonte of this year, they would have kept him, but they didn't think he's going to be that way. And that was from seeing him. But he's 2 years removed from his injury, so of course that's always the magic number for that type of injury. The second year is always the best, and they gave up on him too soon. So I need him to go in and do the Rico Dowdle thing. I'm like, you know what? I'm giving y'all 180 yards on Sunday.
It's always that difference in their scenery. Players just need different sceneries too sometimes.
Yep.
I mean, even Rico, he just went over there and he just torched them.
And just like that, I also believe the running scheme. Because I remember DeMarco Murray, he was very good in that zone one-cut running scheme. And that's why he was so good for us. Then as soon as he left, he was just an average running back because they didn't run the same type of. But the way we run with Clayton Adams and those guys, it was built for Javonte Williams. He's really good at running that type of scheme that they can do. And so I'm predicting at least 150 yards and 2 touchdowns for him this game.
That's going to be tough, but I really do think that he can. The one thing that we did see last week was that Blue did get some more touches than he did the week before. So
he had that one big play until he got called back from penalty. Yeah.
I think that like his touches are just going to keep increasing, though. I mean, it's not going to take carries away from Javonte, but there's only so many carries that you can give and still allow Dak to throw 40 times a game.
Another play I think we're going to see is a big screen from him, Blue, in this game because they're very aggressive, and I think he's getting more comfortable in the offense. I bet they hit them for at least a 30-yard screen this game or more. 30-yard screen or more. I missed that screen game we used to have with Zeke, like against Pittsburgh.
What is the most recently Pollard's, every time Pollard touched it, he was gone. What is your prediction for this game? I have mine written down, so we'll see how close.
Man, I really want us to win, but in my brain, I see us losing a really close nail biter in Denver because they're at home. I would say probably like a 26-24 Denver win on Sunday. It's just my rational side. I'm trying to push my fan side to the side. I want us to win. I hope we win, and I think we can win, but I see Denver winning like 26-24.
I think Aubrey saves us. I think it's 27-24 at the end.
With a 70-yard field goal?
Another
that man, like
most 60-yard man.
If Aubrey, like that would be the perfect ending. Aubrey breaking the record on a walk-off field goal to win the game, like a 66, 67-yard field goal to win the game. That man,
they say
I wouldn't even know what to do.
You know where they're playing. They're playing Mile High. The ball carries.
It carries further. Carries further.
Air. So I mean, if anything, that we've been proven that we're going to give Aubrey chances to kick the ball, and it's always. I don't know how many teams have that feeling, and you and I both know that feeling of there's 3 minutes left in the half. We just need the ball
back. Just get to 50. Just get to the 50. Just get to the 50.
It's a crazy feeling. I can't.
I mean, we have
every second half. You don't want to like leave. You want to see: are we going to get the ball, and is Aubrey going to be able to kick it?
We have a serial kicker.
I wonder if we go and do they can do the research. How it's changed in AT&T right before half, because when you're at a game and there's like 30 minutes.
You got to beat the line, yeah. You got to beat the line, yeah.
But now you don't.
People are waiting.
People are like, I'm not going to go. Yeah, I got to go to the bathroom. You're like, oh, hey, it's Aubrey ball. You better sit your butt down. We got another 58 seconds left. We're going to kick a field goal.
Yep, and we lead the league in under 2 minutes and a half scoring. Like we're at 37 points, and we lead the league. Like that last game when we scored in 35 seconds with 2 big plays, the bomb to Pickens, and then Javonte had a long run to the 5, and then the next play was the pass. And that wasn't. We got the ball with 45 seconds left on the clock. And when we scored, it was 10 seconds left. So we scored in 35 seconds, and Dak took a sack. The first play was a sack. The next play was the bomb to Pickens. The next play was a long run by Javonte. And then the fourth play was the pass to Ferguson for the touchdown. So it was 4 plays. One was a sack, and we scored in 35 seconds. It was that was crazy.
It is.
But the one thing that I liked that they talked about in the game was they said that Aubrey does not practice long field goals. He said the furthest he'll go is like 57, 58. He'll practice those because he doesn't want to mess with his swing. So when you see him kick a 62-yarder, he doesn't practice anything over 57, 58. He just goes out there and like, all right, I know I got to kick this one harder. So he does it, but he uses the same motion, the same, like as a golf swing, the same swing, but in his brain, like, I'll just kick it harder this time. But other than that, he doesn't practice those.
Hey, there's you and I both saw those messages and those tweets. Hey, Aubrey has he's got the hood card. He can go out there and say whatever he wants.
He can do it.
Did you
man.
See that?
Yeah.
Did you see that he got the pass to say the N-word and everything?
Yeah, man, I saw that. I like this.
I saw that. I was
like, that TikTok guy.
If you've seen Aubrey, like how awkward he is, I saw an interaction one time with the fans, like he was walking in, and like the camera was like, "Hey, Aubrey, come over to this fan and like introduce yourself or greet this fan." And the fan was like, "Aubrey," and like tried to dap him up, and like Aubrey like shook his hand like it was like a handshake, like he was meeting his boss for the first time, and it was really awkward. And then Aubrey just like grabbed his bag and ran away. It was really
like he is so like not weird, but he's just so like nobody really knows anything about him.
He's from Mayberry, bro. He's from like Mayberry. Tell you like right now, he is he's an awesome kid. I'd love to actually see him have an interview and show his real personality, because I've never even seen it.
All right, so we're split on this one. I'm predicting a close Denver victory, and it is predicting a close Cowboy victory. We'll see who's right. And we need it. I mean, we need to start a winning streak, because the hard part of our schedule is about to start. So we see we got 10 more games, and we're at 3. I think we need to win 7 of those 10 to get into the playoffs, to have a realistic shot. 10, 6-1 will get us in, I believe.
This is the time where we're focusing and concentrating on our wins, and everybody's excited about it. But you have to look at the other teams that are in second place in the other divisions and what they're doing, because it doesn't matter if we do as best as we can if we don't have the record to get in the wild card.
Exactly. So
keep an eye on that.
That's why I think, because right now. Yeah, because right now the 2 teams that beat us are in the wild card hunt, the Panthers and the Bears. So we need to win the division to get in there. That Panthers game is going to haunt us, I bet, man. But anyway.
Yeah, I think the Bears one's going to hurt us the most, because I don't think the Panthers are going to go to the playoffs.
Me neither, especially since Bryce Young's out and Andy Dalton's in.
The Red Rocket.
Yep, he's in. Anyway, so that'll do us, man, Eddie. Let's send the people out.
Hey, make sure that you are telling your loved ones. You might not be able to tell them you love them, so make sure that you're letting them know. You know how it is. DC for life, always. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.